Hello everyone. In this short video, I'm going to show you how you can send your advanced steel model from advanced steel to advanced design, perform your analysis, and send it back or synchronize it back inside advanced steel. So let's get started. So you see my model here. It's an advanced steel model. I have structural steel sections here, foundations, and as well I have slabs here, as you see. So to export your model from advanced steel, we are going to be using the special GTCX format, and it's normally located here in this tab. So we go to Power Pack, and here, as you see, we have the export option. So I'm going to click on the export. So now we can decide where we want to export this GTCX file. In this case, I can put it on my desktop, and I'm going to name it as AD to AS new. We can actually get rid of this part here. There you go, and click save. So yes, there's no problem. So now what's going to happen is the add-on that we have on Advanced Steel, it's going to save my model as the GTCX format. And as you may know, the GTCX format is able to transfer all of the information regarding the section, material, geometry, and etc. So we're going to be clicking on OK, and now I can go to Advanced Design and import my file there. So let's open Advanced Design. To import a beam model into Advanced Design, we can always go to this option here, and I'm going to select my file. So it was on the desktop, and the name was AD2AS. Click on that, click open. So now my GTCX file is being imported in Advanced Design. Okay, the model is imported, and if I just close this window, you will see that I have all of the elements that I had in my advanced steel model. So foundations are coming in as supports. I have all of the sections that I have defined in advanced steel, and also the slabs. So also other elements like pleats and etc. We can also import them from advanced steel. Just to let you know, we need to do a mapping most of the time. So when you have a brand new model or sections in advanced steel, you will need to do a mapping between advanced steel and advanced design. So in this case, I don't have that mapping window because I have already defined and mapped my sections, and that procedure is can be done only once, and the software will be automatically will be able to recognize all of the sections and material once you have mapped them. So there will be no need to do it again in your other projects, as you saw in my model. So now we can actually directly perform analysis on this structure. So what I'm going to do now, I can apply some loads on this structure. So let's go, for example, with dead load. Click OK. And now I have applied my dead load. Also, we can apply other kinds of loads here into the structure. So in this case, to keep it simple, I will just go with dead loads. Then we can create our load combinations from Advanced Design, which is clicking on combination. And here I have the load combination generator from Advanced Design. We can just go and use the load combination generator and generate our load combinations for doing steel design. In this case, I have just 12 of them because I just have one dead load case. So we click OK. And now this structure is ready to perform steel design on that. So we go click on analysis, and we do our steel calculation and click OK. So now the analysis will be started. Advanced Design will mesh structure automatically. There you go. Also, Advanced Design is able to automatically recognize the super elements, the continuous beams. So and we see our warnings there. So in case if you want to define them as super elements, you can go back and redefine them back. In this case, we will keep it as is. Okay, analysis is performed on the structure. I see I have access to all of my results. For example, if I want to check the displacements for the structure, you can click here and you see all of the beams and columns, the displacement. You can see the value of displacement here from this color bar. As well, I can check my internal forces in my structure. So we go to forces, I can go to linear elements, and for example, I can check for my effects in my columns and beams, etc., etc. So this way, you can always check the internal forces and displacements in your structure. And on top of that, since we have done a steel design, I have access to steel design ratios from here. So let's go with, for example, our strengths. And let's go with maximum work ratio and click here. And there you go. Now I can clearly see which member in my model is not passing the code check. In this case, everything's okay. So I'm around 30%. The critical members are these columns that as you see here. But anyway, they are passing the code check based on the code that you have designed. In this case, I'm using Canadian S16. So as you saw, you can easily, as an advanced steel user, you can easily export your model and just do a preliminary check in case if you want to see all of the sections are okay, if they're passing your steel design or no. So in this specific scenario, what we can also do is I can also show you the synchronize option. So you can always send this model back inside Advanced Steel. In case you have made any changes, our synchronization option in Advanced Steel will identify those changes and it can be applied to your Advanced Steel model as well. So in this case, for example, just to keep it short, and just go on here and imagine I'm going to be changing this column here, the section for this column. Let's say this is not passing the code check. So I can actually go to Advanced Design Library here. And let's say instead of W8 by 31, let's go and select another section. For example, let's go with this one here and click OK. And now I've assigned this section to that column. Now what we can do is just to show you how synchronization works. I can send back this model to Advanced Steel, which is going to be very easy. Again, in Advanced Design, we have our beam option. We just go there. We have the export and import options there. Just click on that small arrow and let's export this model back to Advanced Steel. Click on that. I'm going to be saving this file again as this name, and I can just name this as sync and click save. So now my model and all of the changes are being exported as the GTCX back again. I have my file. Let's go back to Advanced Steel. There you go. And now we have two options actually here. The first option is actually you can import that file directly into a brand new file in Advanced Steel. Or in this case, we want to check out the synchronization. I want to see if the changes that I've made in Advanced Design are coming through to my model in Advanced Steel or no. So for that, we can use the synchronization option here. Same place there. We have the synchronization. Click there. Okay. The window for synchronization will be opened here. So the first thing we're going to be calling that file. So if you remember, I called it ADAS new sync. Click on that and open the file. So the nice thing about this window is it's going to be showing me all of the changes that we have here. So I can always filter them, change them, and even check what kind of changes happen to into my Advanced Steel model. So in this case, if you remember, we changed the section. So the easiest way is going to be like we can go back and check that to see which kind of sections have been changed. So I will just extend the table. And now I can see clearly what sections have been changed. So if you scroll down, I will see here that we have a change here. So if you remember that column, now my tool is telling me that this column has been changed from W8 by 31 to 21 by 62. So here you have options to keep it or ignore it, or you can also accept it. So let's accept. And now if you click apply, it's asking for the confirmation. Click yes. And, if you want to see a report, you can always check the report of all of the synchronization. In this case, we can just click no. Okay, and now our change is being applied to my model. So I will just click OK. And now, as you see, if I go and check my column there, you can see clearly that this column has been changed and it's been synchronized with my advanced design model. So as you see here, we have the change section. So the other remark about sending your models always to advanced design, because it is a structural engineering software, so you need to be careful about your advanced C model. So the main trick that we have here is all of your system lines that we have in advanced steel, these red lines needs to be already connected. So because advanced design is structural engineering software, so we need our nodes to perform our analysis or create our metrics, stiffness matrix for the structure. So as you see in this model, all of my system lines in advanced steel are already connected to each other. As well, for the eccentricities, we need to be always careful. Although in advanced design, we have options to adjust our eccentricities. And as well, just to let you know, all of the eccentricities as well will be transferred to advanced design model, because our GTCX file can save those kind of data as well. Okay, thank you very much for your time.